Late.
No. Cool.
Right,
Let's
okay,
go.
I'm streaming it now on YouTube, so go ahead.
Wait, where do we access this? Where do we watch it from?
On Discord. Ben.
Right,
Ben is
I'm
streaming
here.
it.
Apologies about that.
Jen is
Okay.
live.
I am.
Right. I will begin.
I have a basic idea how to play product, I think. Like the forward holds and stuff.
Yeah, product is it's quite a straightforward one. So let's.
I really like the forward hold for a pocket soldier.
What shall I start with? I'll start with mids. Good positioning for mids. Soldiers seem to always like this rock. This, in my opinion, is not a good spot because you get spammed out really easily. Soldiers should be playing up here or up on here because you get all the same spam angles. You're a bit further away, but you're a lot more safe. And also bombing over, if you ever have to, you can just go to here and then do the rock bomb. So yeah, I would recommend almost never standing here unless you're trying to get some early damage whilst they're walking in from spawn, if you just killed them.
I have a question really quick.
Yeah.
Is it okay, like, let's say we get the point, is it okay if I stand there? But we don't want to be in too much.
I would only stand here if, let's just say you've won a fight and they're all walking out from cliff or walking out from here.
Yeah.
Until they're sort of on the point and actually playing, you can play here just to get some early damage. But as soon as they're anywhere here behind the point, I would back up to here almost immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Demo, I mean, Kraggles knows what he's doing. Just spam stuff, mostly on the right hand side.
Bold of you to assume I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I do know what I'm doing, so.
Okay, thank goodness. Pocket Scout, sort of floating around the right side of the point. Flank Scout, same thing on the left. I think it's very important to keep both of your scouts healed and focusing on this point. They should be the main factors for stopping people capping and for shoving people back. Roma, just the classic product play of playing here, spamming the angles, making sure people don't get behind you, or standing on here and then spamming through there, controlling space, and also stopping people from edging the cap as well, or going behind. So a few different things as Roma, but for the most part, he just wants to be over on the left-hand side. If anyone pushes this soldier, it should be the flank scout that helps him. These two are still a combo, but the flank scout needs to remember that he's also sort of role-playing as a pocket scout whenever fighting is happening. Medic, I would never stand, and I used to be a medic main, but I would never go past like this line unless we were trying to cap the point. So most of the time I would just stand here and tank my demo, tank my pocket scout, tank my pocket soldier who's up there. My flank scout can sort of jump on the rock every now and again and get a beam, and it would just be perfect. I can run out cliff really easily, I can run out main really easily. This is an absolute death corner, because you can't move out of this spam area apart from going backwards. And even here, you can't surf, you just get absolutely crushed by damage. So, if you're a medic, avoid this area, apart from the one scenario that I talked about, which is capping point. Their demo is always likely to stand there, throwing damage this way. So, if you need scouts to cap the point, then they can both walk on this left-hand side and play this corner, whilst your demo holds the right-hand side. And all you really need to worry about is their roamer. So they can stand on here and shoot their roamer and shoot their demo a bit, and just play this corner, and then your medic can play like here and beam them for a few seconds, and then once you cap, you just go back to here. That is essentially that product in a nutshell. You can bomb soldiers. Soldiers can do the big left-hand bomb from there. They can do the bomb from there around the corner. They can do the cliff bomb and bomb to there.
We preferably want to double bomb, right? Instead of just like sending a single soldier.
Personally, I'm not too much a fan of double bombs. Only because Koth maps are almost all about wasting time. And if you lose 2 players, then it just gives them more reason to be able to cap the point.
Okay.
I'm a big advocate of just getting better position to spam them, and then if there's loads of damage, you can bomb one of your soldiers like onto here to then get damage. But I'm never a fan of just bombing them like into this area to try and follow up on a kill. It's much better, let's say you get a load of damage for your pocket, to do the like rock pogo onto here and then shoot them and play a bit safe and play a bit scared, and then go back, get a pack, do the high bomb, get out of there. Because the whole time you can still do just as much damage shooting people from here as if you just land on their head. And it makes people look behind them, which means your demo and your scouts can just walk over them this way. So I'd say bombing to here and bombing to cliff are very good ideas. I'm not so much a fan of bombing back this way because you can't really do anything from here apart from just go cliff anyway. Unless you want to take a 1v1, but then you're shooting like... You can't splash anyone because they're all standing here, so you have to shoot direct and bomb, and it's all a bit wonky.
Would it be okay if our demo man vocally called and said, I did a lot of damage, please bomb into them? Is that a thing?
I can make that call anyway, so I can do that. So
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, on product, demos can do a lot of damage. They control a lot of the game. Like scouts kill a lot of stuff and cap the point. Soldiers can be like chaos players, but demos just constantly throwing stickies out is really scary. So I think if Kraggles calls for damage on their demo, then if you do the rock bomb and you get behind here and just shoot the demo and just stay alive, then I think you'll almost always like get point control. And even if you die after that, it's fine because you've got the point, and it's very difficult for them to recap the point even with 1 player down. But yeah, I think just bombing people like into here, which is a lot of what people usually do. They'll like do a big bomb, maybe kill 1 or 2 people, but then since you die, you just equalize whatever pick that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's sort of the basic stuff. I'll talk about forward holding, which is quite simple. So demo on cliff. What did we do? We had a demo cliff. We had 1 scout top here. I think the flank scout was up top.
I think it's pocket soldier cliff with demo man. I think that's how my team held it at least, and it was pretty good.
I don't think we ever did. I think we had double soldiers to stuff them on the left. Because typically, if anyone gets through here, they'll always lose 1 player to stickies. And then our demo was very good at having a stick here. And then if he ever dead, he would just jump backwards.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, I'm mixing up the time. I played as demo man. Yeah, no, we stuck 2 soldiers on the other side on this demo man cliff, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So it's 2 soldiers here. Flank scout here just to help the demo if anyone pushes and sort of look around main. It's a boring job, but it's very useful. And your pocket scout would just be here with your medic. Because as soon as they bust out, which to be completely honest, it's not that difficult to bust out of a forward hold, you just run all the way back. And your medic being this far forwards is scary when they can potentially bomb around the bridge or just jump players through here. So I would always have my pocket scout here with my medic, and then my soldiers forwards, and basically these guys just get ready to run away. And if you do a forward hold and they bust right, your demo gets 1 pick and you immediately go backwards, then you've just got a free kill. It's not a bad forward hold because you get 1 kill and everyone just leaves. It's still 1 more kill that you've got, and you've wasted 1 push and they might wait for respawn. So don't feel disheartened if your demo gets a pick and they get really aggro and you just want to leave. Like, absolutely fine. But that's how we play forwards. If we're busting out of the forwards, we would go pyro through left-hand side. Just because they should be holding 2 soldiers and you can just air blast. And the main thing is your pyro wants to get through with a buff purely to just air blast those rockets, and that's when you need your soldiers bombing through here. Potentially even just both soldiers. Cliff, they shouldn't really push into your cliff ever, so you can forget about that. main, you can sometimes just leave a scout to come through main. If they can get through quickly, because both of their soldiers are there, just shooting them in the side makes them sort of turn and back up a bit, because you're pushed out. So yeah, I would just take one of my scouts on Pyro, have the other scout go through main, and as soon as the spam is reflected, I would have both soldiers just bomb out from the left-hand side. And the demo can honestly just like stand here and put stickies on these doorways and make sure you're not getting flanked, if he really wants to. So that is, I mean, that's basically product. That's, what have I done? I've done mids, I've done holding.
Do
What
you
am
want
I
to
missing?
very quickly go over the medic thing again? Because our medic's here now, and it was
Ah.
very important.
Okay, yeah.
Main quick
Uh.
positioning. I understand the basics of it.
Nice. Well, the good thing is product is very easy. And I'm saying that as a med main that doesn't particularly enjoy product. But, so I personally would never I'd never cross this line unless I'm buffing my scouts to play the point. And we always had our scouts here because the spam angles are better.
It's very niche. You need like a specific moment to do that type of play when you're moving there. I prefer to like chill on cliff over on a bunker or like in the low pocket spot near the cliff.
My only problem with playing cliff is that you can't keep both of your scouts healthy. You are very safe, but you can only really heal the demo and maybe the pocket
Yeah,
soldier.
the rock is like the ultimate spot to chill around, but I don't really like walk outside the like sight line. Like you don't want to be spotted. The scout is like I know from playing with scouts that if they jump on the rock, as long as you keep them healed, they can pretty much deny any bombers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think literally like standing here is where I spent about 90% of my gameplay.
My issues is generally like forward holds where like I don't know where like I should be positioning myself to like stay safe.
Yeah.
And to give proper heals.
I stood about here. We had our soldiers fell forwards. Just staying here, they can sort of get a buff and they can walk backwards. Even if they just stay crit heals because they don't have to rocket jump. Then by the time they come back, get a buff, they're like 280. So. And then we'd have our pocket scout literally stood here, either building or just with you. Because, like I said before, it's very easy for people to bust out, and the only important thing is to get your medic away. Because if they come main or they come cliff, they can cut you off here. So
the main issue is like people think that they can hold this forever, but it shouldn't be a position that you hold forever. It's more like
exactly.
You
get a pick, you waste time. Exactly. Yeah, you get a pick or you waste time, and it's just a bonus.
Yeah. Alright, gotcha.
Also, I have a question. How would we preferably play the mids?
I think a good one to go with is you have your demo and your two scouts and your roamer just play in their basic positions that I went over, and you add your pocket here, and you just trade spam. If they bomb, then your pocket is in a good position to get behind them here, and I don't really think chasing behind here is worth it, because again, they can't really do anything from here apart from go cliff, which is where you are. So if they bomb or go behind, I think that's a judgment call between your own team. I think potentially you just you do the soldier bomb that I said before. I think you just wait for damage. Once the damage is called, you just, as a pocket, you bomb over here onto their China and you just play behind them. And ideally, things will die. And even if you die, they will have taken a load of spam and your team can sort of like push them out from the point and then get the cap. I don't think the most important thing, people shouldn't be looking to like do a team wipe and collapse. All you want to do is get this point ticking down. So even if you bomb behind and they're looking at you, if that gives your scouts enough time to walk on the point and just play here and shoot them and then cap and then get back, that it's
like distractions and like pinching people that are out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So I'd do the same thing as I do on Bagel, which is until the point is open, I wouldn't do anything. I would just exchange spam and I would just see what happens.
If we do end up like when the point, like let's say the point is open, I think the main idea should be is that we play towards Shutter. because I feel like playing the other side would be a bit difficult, as there would be people standing on concrete that are like spamming us out. I think it would be more ideal if we were to push towards combo, like to shutter.
My only issue with this is their demo should always be here and always be healthy, and he
And
will
sticking up the
destroy
points.
anyone. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to take this corner purely because of the demo. However, if you play with your scouts here, the demo needs to commit further round, and it means your demo and your soldiers can absolutely destroy this bit with spam. And you will have to deal with this soldier, but generally you can get your roamer to be really aggressive on the left here to stop him doing that, and your scouts should be getting permanent beam if your medic's standing here. And if you play it right and you pick your moments, it only takes a few seconds, and you can sort of pressure it, get half, get off, get back on again. I think the right hand side ambulance. It's just very difficult to not get spammed by their demo if you play this hand side, and their soldier that's probably going to be on cliff as well.
But that's why I'm sorry for like countering your thing, but that's why we would have like scouts running at them also, including our demo man who's also spamming. I think if we just call proper focus fire, I think we'll be able to get through it, because I don't know, the other side just seems a little bit more difficult to me, but I might be wrong, of course.
I think it's just slightly safer spam angles. That's all. I think you can just pressure them away and then cap, but if you've pressured them enough away to cap from this side and their demo has to back off, then sure, you can just cap for wherever. But if they have, like even if there's 6 people up, we would do this and we would cap the point from them, just because you take less spam and it's just easier. But yeah, if you do damage and you have space to just cap it normally, it's not a rule that you have to cap from this side. It's just if they have numbers and they are spamming, this is definitely a better side to do it and not get spammed. But yeah, if you have picks and they're weak, then yeah, cap it from whichever way that you can. But that's definitely the way I'd approach if you sort of have to force the cap.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
I think the only other thing is sack waves, which I've just realised it's half past, so I'll be quick because we have half an hour. Sack wave, what did we do? I used to stand inside this house, which felt really uncomfortable until it worked every single time. So people can take this with a grain of salt. I know some people like to play in this corner. I do not like this because you can't go anywhere if they get to you.
The I played with have had me sit in spawn, which is like, it feels a little bit redundant because your overheal would like fade by the time you reach the point.
Is that when you have Uber or when you're...
Sack waving.
Oh, I see.
Like, I buff them in spawn and they leave. Like, it feels very redundant because it's like, it takes so long to go to the mid. But it makes sense to like put yourself in the house.
Yeah, then that's my fault. I was talking about when they're sack waving on you. I'll go over when you're sack waving.
Alright.
I completely agree with what you said though. A lot of teams will just buff people here, stay in spawn with a scout. Everyone loses their overheal by the time they're here, and it's pointless. The better thing to do is to walk out as if you are taking a fight. Usually cliff is good just because of the soldier bomb angles and like the demo being able to bomb from down here, all that sort of stuff. We used to just walk cliff, buff everyone here, and then me and my scout would run away to spawn after the fact. But you can hold here, buff everyone up, and then that's when they would go. And it would literally like 4-man sacks, like even the other scout. I know some people think, why would you even send a scout, but why wouldn't you? Everyone else is dying. So yeah, we would just go here, buff everyone up, and then go back to spawn. Okay, there's an ambulance passing. I didn't want to burn your ears out. So, yeah, when people are sacking onto you, that's when people like to have their medic here. I do not agree with this, personally. We went in hut. I think my demo actually stand on cliff and have stickies on like every single doorway of this house. And he would just stay here. My pocket used to stand up here, and I think our roamer even used to like stand over here as well.
I
'Cause
mean,
it
what you're
does-
doing is just bunkering yourself and preventing them from actually getting damage. You have like 4 walls around you, plus 2
Yeah.
players. So it's
Yes.
like the ultimate denial spot. Whereas like if
Exactly.
you chill on cliff, I think you have like the open air and you can get bombed more easily.
Yeah.
And possibly like a sniper from the stairs if you're not attentive.
Yeah, and some people like to play back here on cliff, but again, like let's say someone gets to you, you can't surf anywhere. You just have to use. But
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's also like where are you gonna heal people? Like where's your view on like your team
Yeah.
if you're like that far back?
exactly. So yeah, I think we used maybe in my pocket with like body block, but again, we used to just bunker, and I used to be here, and it worked an amazing amount of the time.
What do you call bunkering or?
Yeah, we would call whenever we, if we did a team wipe, the first thing that we would do, well, we'd either forward hold, or we would go into that passive hold immediately, and we would only move once they started capping the point. Because if they were playing smart, they would walk out as if they're taking a fight, and a lot of people think, oh, well, they're not sack waving, we'll hold normal, and then they sack wave and they get on your medic.
Ah, so mind games. I see.
Yeah. So I would just wait until they're a bit more forwards before actually coming out of here. Because again, you're Vubi, you're still healthy. If they're close enough and they think, oh, well, they're bunkering, the point's free, then you can just Uber your demo and just catch them if they start capping the point. Or if they come forwards, you can sort of play aggressive, stop them capping, and then if they sack wave, you just try and Uber and then catch them anyway. So you sort of bluff them into being aggro and then Uber into them, or you just bunker up.
Alright.
So either of
Alright,
those things.
that sounds fair enough.
I think that's product. Quite a simple one. So if there's
New
any
perspectives.
questions, what was the other one? Process. Is it
Yeah.
Process.
Actually,
I
I love
think
process.
that like normal holds I know for process, but my issue is probably like where to take the Ubers on last. Like generally like where to take them.
So we guys are all on the same page. When I roll out, I 99% of the time roll out left side. So unless I specify
You-
right, I'm going left. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know where I need to bomb for space. So I can bomb for damage, I just don't know where to bomb for space.
there are some very good places for this.
Learn
Right.
to pay attention.
So classic process. Pocket scout here immediately, just in case they do a fast soldier bomb. Flank scout on the top. Roma, I mean, depending if he wants to go fast, he can land on here. I'm not a fan of fast rolling out onto the demo. I know sometimes they're an easy kill, but I think it's more important to just land up top, get early spam to slow them down, and then back off. That's my own opinion. If your Roma's absolutely like cracked, then sure, go for it. But personally, I think going fast, but just landing on height and spamming their choke first is better in my
It's
opinion.
so much better for me because like I noticed when I played left side, if I buff my soldier that's up on the crate, like it works so much better. Like
Yeah.
I notice how we win the mids more frequent. We can actually cross and like take space far more aggressively.
Yeah, and if your Roma lands here and does a good amount of spam, then your demo can immediately get to point, and you've essentially locked them out of mid before they've even turned up. So yeah, I'd go there, and then if they show any sign of presence, then you can just back off and then play here, because more than likely your demo's going to get an arrow, your scout gets a buff, and then you can get more heal from your medic. Your pocket. Generally, I would go up here and play a bit of the spam game. You can spam all of the high ground, so you can spam all the scouts. Or if you want to be really aggressive, you can even bomb to here and then sort of cut them off from the demo walking forwards. But I think the soldiers are sort of free to do what they want. I think Pocket Scout and Flank Scout just live on the high ground, and again, Pocket Scout always know what the medic's doing.
Fair enough.
But bomb-wise, I think it's pretty simple. If you're on the left, you do the high bomb from left. If you're on the right, if you're in choke, you can do the high bomb from there. Or you can do the high bomb from here, but that's usually if you go right, then you can like walk up here. And generally, if your demo goes right as a pocket, I would jump here to help him sort of own this hand side. And again, you can spam all of these scouts on high ground. And if anyone pushes to get damage on you, then in theory, your demo should be absolutely destroying them because they have to be pushed really far forwards. And if they do damage you, you can literally just jump back into sewers and then get the pack and then come out.
I
So
have
even- yeah.
sorry. It's really difficult to actually jump back from that place. Once you do get spammed out, let's say for stickies, it's really difficult. So preferably, one of our scouts should be very fast to just, I guess, chimp the demo man out over there, and then just get an arrow and we just like kind of recommit.
Yeah, if no one helps you, you can get crushed in this corner. But fingers crossed, you will have your scouts on the high ground here shooting their demo, and your demo will be here. I don't think I'd ever go here if your demo's going left, because then you are alone and they can get onto you. So
It doesn't make sense to go far right if you're going left, and
Yeah.
like far left if you're going right.
Yeah, I'd sort of just follow the demo, and then if you're going left, then either sort of take this space and then you can do a bomb off of there, or you can just sort of stand if you want to bomb quickly, take a buff, and then just do the high bomb from there. I'm a big high bomb fan on process, and I'm more of a just bomb people quick and just get the mid over with. That's generally my thought process. I think our aggro mids worked like 70% of the time versus our passive ones. Is that everyone? Pocket Scout, and then who can go there? Flank Scout. Roma can play sort of the tops of roofs and fast roll out and then get back and then do a bomb. Pocket sort of follows the demo and then does high bombs with a bit of spam. And then, well, Medic just follows the demo.
So, assuming we've done mid, what about second? Is there any good rooms to bomb for space? Particular?
So I definitely think there's two key positions for me. Now, depending on how open it is, if you can get to here and even just shoot one rocket and run away, this is a very good position.
Right.
If you can land on here, you've locked out lobby and rollout, and they can't really spam you without committing to angles that you can really hit them. Especially in here, I think you can even peek like the floor in here. If you're, yeah, you can peek all the way into there, so they shouldn't be able to get you, and you can spam them there. And God forbid they actually start walking out, you just shoot there, and then you're just like back behind this wall, you can get an arrow and then do like another high bomb or something. So that's a very strong position, but again, it's one of these places where you need your team to help you, because if they just all run out, you'll probably jump away, be 50 HP in the air and crater or something. But
Alright.
very strong position. Also, bombing onto the back of here is also good. Even if you can't shoot people, it's just a scary spot for people to be in, because they can't push forwards, otherwise you can just shoot them and just play that fence.
I like
So,
when people play that spot because it's easy for me to arrow and like keep up the fight and someone baits into the like low ground there.
Yeah,
It's
I think
such
for-
a winnable spot.
for the most part, if you're Roma, you are going to be going through IT. But if you can get through IT, then I would suggest, if you can get up to here, then just spam them out and then take the spot. Or if you go below, just sort of jump onto the point, to be honest. Because at that point, this flank's behind your team, so you don't really need to worry about it. But if you're just doing like sacks or anything, I'm a firm believer that you need your Roma to bomb in and do a fake bomb to like here or to sewers, and then you bomb your pocket. Because then they get scared and they all shoot you, even though you don't go in, and that's when your pocket goes in and actually does the proper bomb. But yeah,
I'd like to do a countdown with that as well, if that's okay.
yeah, 100%. So that's mids. I mean, yeah, classic. Like mid holds is just demo. So pocket has his eye on there, flank there, scout on the rock. Very sort of basic stuff. Pushing into second, I'm a big fan of going. I can't remember the name of this one.
Sewers?
Yeah,
Al-Qaeda.
that's the one. Al-Qaeda. I'm a big fan of going Al-Qaeda. Choke, I just feel like whenever as a medic I get to about here, there's a soldier that's done a high bomb and he lands on my head. not a big fan of that. And with all the stickies here and like the traps there, I just think it's really awkward. So I actually like walking in from here, because if they're doing their usual hold, you add like 20 meters distance on them, which just makes it easier. And this wall is here, so people on the point can't spam you as long as you get through. And that's just sort of me as a medic main. So I'd say feel free, if you want to walk in safely, to go sewers, just check sticks on these doors and then walk in. And it's
like
so
that.
much easier to see bombers from this position instead of
You
like,
have
from this
so
position.
much space, and like there's no blocking of the field of view.
Yeah,
Plus you can bunker in there. It's like,
yeah.
nice.
And your demo here, just spamming pipes, can hit people on the point and can hit people in one without ever being like pressured. So I do like that. Let's see, second holds. Yeah, basic stuff is pocket, sort of controlling sewers. If they don't ever hold sewers, this can be a very good place to abuse by playing in here. You just have to be very conscious that they will eventually rush you. But it is a very good spot for getting sacks and getting damage and just almost scaring them a little bit that you're in here. I think more often than not, I would just be sort of holding choke or holding on point with my team if I'm pocket soldier. But if they do let you abuse that and then like get good damage on them, then definitely look into sewers. But I'd say that's more their domain than your domain if you're holding. Where do I stand? Medic, I always stand on point. I just like high ground, so that if someone bombs, when I jump off, the first rocket is never a splash. So unless they hit me, they do no damage, which means I can almost 100% of the time surf the second rocket, and they're either out of rockets or they're dead. So I always like to stand on high ground as a medic. Pocket Scout's just going to be here with you. Demo's going to be like here, farting around on the floor, putting stickies. And then Pocket, again, either there or like on the point, or just holding here, so you can sort of watch sewers and then just be safe. And then just flank, doing their flank stuff. Sort of very basic stuff. Let's see, disad hold. I think I like to go shut away more than 2. I'm not a fan of holding 2 in any scenario. Only because if someone can bomb you here, they can catch you in this corner. So even though you think
too many times.
Yeah, you think you're safe when you step through this door, but until you're about here, you're not safe.
The doorway's geometry gets you like knocked up and gets caught in it. Like that's what I noticed. It's like 2 small doorways, and like you think you can like maybe surf out and like juke them, but no.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough one. So I think I always go 1. The only sniper sightline, but if they have a sniper, then to be honest, I'd be holding like right here, and I'd be deep. But yeah, I would have probably my demo watching traps there. With me in 1, probably my pocket scout just sitting up here, just building or something, just sort of spotting sewers. And then Roma I'd put here, because again, really strong position. If they walk in wide, you get really good damage, and God forbid you have to sack for force. This is a really good wall to do a high bomb onto them. You can get all the way into here if you need to, or you can do the trademarked like high bomb onto choke. So I think this is a really good place, and I would just have my flank scout on the floor just watching IT. Like this, and if they bust through choke, you should be able to see them pushing through here, so you don't have to like take a fight. If you just see anyone here as a flank scout, I would just immediately back up and just call that, because if you're holding passive, they have Uberad, so you don't really want to do anything but spam and send a soldier sack. Your scouts just want to live, because if they come through and you don't use, they need to be alive to off class on those. Who's the last person? Pocket soldier, I guess. I think just on the point. I think just hold point and you just get loads of damage, and then you just jump off this wall and try and get out, roll out. Or actually lower lobby. I think lower lobby I get out more. Just again, I don't like that.
I don't really like any of these options for my soldier. I feel like I will get caught and die either way.
No, you got the wall on the point where you can jump back into 2 or lower lobby.
Yeah, as playing these sorts of positions, I would not stand here for any like prolonged period of time. I would just use it an excuse to get like 2 rockets and then just like jump out, go into lobby, and then you're safe.
Yeah, gaining time, so we might even get Uber.
Yeah. On Disad, you're not looking to fight ever. You're just looking to do as much spam whilst staying alive.
Delaying them.
Yeah. So if they do walk in right, then you can get really good spam. Even just 2 rockets and then jumping back is fine, because your demo should be either holding back or holding sort of here, shooting pipes over. Your roamers should be spamming and then jumping into them. And it's a collective amount of damage that you need to do. And even 2 rockets and then jumping back is ideal. Otherwise, all that's going to happen if you have disad, you send a soldier sack, which everyone knows that happens. They kill your soldier because it's just one soldier shooting like 2 rockets, and then you're just back to last. So you sort of need these people not in forward positions, but in like spam heavy positions. And if you get caught out here, then I would just play like up here, and then just try and get some spam, and then as soon as they walk in, just like go back to last. But yeah, I would try playing this forward position and just have it in your head that you're not there to absolutely crush and do damage. You're there to do some spam and most importantly survive. Right, what's the next one? Talked about second last, I guess.
I mean, you can go with quick last holds. Like,
Oh,
most
yeah.
rotate, like... Because for me, as medic, I get caught on heaven quite a lot.
Gotcha.
And my positions might not be excellent.
So I'll go over standard equal hold. So sentry, Bosch right here. Dispenser there for the medic to hide in case they peek a sniper 1 or 5. This is, and it sort of feels, I don't know if people are doing this hold in these divs, but this is the best place to go. Even if it feels like you can get peeked 1, you can get peeked 5. It's just the best place. You'll have a sentry to deny 5, deny 2, deny 3 and 4.
Makes sense.
The only thing is a sniper 1, but that should be held, so that'll be fine. And even then, you should have a dispenser here that you can just crouch in for dispenser armor, and they shouldn't be able to kill you. So
Yeah, no,
medic,
I've done that hold without a dispenser before, but it's ridiculously hard.
yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. So medic there, NG and sentry just sentry there. NG can just be with the medic on the beam. Roma watching 5 and 4. Either you can stand up here. I'm not too much of a fan, only because it's like a very niche thing, but if they get their demo spamming you, it's just easy to... You're restricted to being on here, so although it feels like a good place, it just means you're standing still and they just need to spam into you. Very niche thing, but yeah. These 2 doorways for your Roma. We like to have our demo watching 3, and we had our soldier watching 1 and 2. Some teams like to swap these, but our demo was really good at getting damage in lobby and locking stuff down. And like getting sticky traps on here, putting sticks on there, putting sticks on there. And he was just a menace. Because the only thing they can do when they're pushing into you is go lobby. So that's sort of where you want your demo, because he can do the most damage and just make their life hell.
I will be playing 3, so...
Nice. And then your pocket just goes here and just watches 1 and 2. It's a very passive role, it just needs to be watched. I would never, ever, ever stand inside of 2 and peek stuff. If you're on last, your number 1 priority is not lose any people, because that gives them an excuse to sack into you. And playing here is, in my opinion, a 50-50 if you get a pick or you die, and that's not worth it, because you're on your last point. So I would just stand here, or like stand back here, and if anyone comes in, you can still spam angles on here. And you just say that someone's over here, and the demo can like help you out as well, just a little bit. And your medic's here, so you can get buffs, sort of go peek, just make sure no one's won, and you just stand here and you just control these. Again, it's a very passive not fight anyone, but it's very important, because this is the one place that your medic can die really easily, if they have a snipe here. And if anyone does go 1 and 2, you can call your demo who can help you, and then he can like put some sticks and shoot some stuff. But that's my sort of classic hold. So medic, Roma, sentry, soldier, demo man, and then you've got 1-off class that you can throw wherever you want. So if you want to have a sniper, you can play in lobby there. He can play 1 and 2, gets picks. I think sniper's sort of the only other thing I'd go, to be quite honest. If it's an equal hold, that is. So, disad, I would have my medic and heavy and pocket soldier up here, building. And I would always play in the centre if I'm the medic, so I can rotate left and right. This last is very good for Demo Man, for sticking spawns and catching people in the other one. So you don't want to all walk into spawn, because either they'll play the point and they'll just win, or you'll walk out and you'll get absolutely spammed by soldiers that are up top and demo that are sticking stuff. It's very important to keep this high ground so that people can either walk out of spawn or essentially stop you getting spawn camped. So I'd have my medic here, I'd have my heavy up top, because if they Uber in, they need to Uber on the heavy or they're going to lose. So they have to cross a load of distance, which wastes their Uber, and they have to shoot a big fat Russian man, which wastes their Uber. So most of the time, I wouldn't even shoot if I'm heavy. I would just jump around, try and live, and then if the Uber starts going out, then I'd rev and like come out this side. The reason you want your pocket soldier up here is because he should be escape plan building with your medic, so that your other scout can be building a sentry, or in the worst case, going sniper and watching like 5 in case they walk in, he gets a drop. You definitely want double scout off class on disad all the time. But you always need to be building, so you just have your soldier like here, just peeking for information 1 and 2. Your demo is probably playing spawn, which is fine, because as long as he has sticks on the point, he doesn't actually need to do anything else. He can just survive here with sticks on point. So he's absolutely fine playing in spawn. And then your soldiers, I would just have one over here, so you can see if they come in lobby and if they're on the stairs, and they can't sort of run through 5 and then take this high ground. So I just have one soldier here, heavy medic, like engineer if you can, building a sentry over here, and then demo man just in spawn. But if you're on disad, like you are expected to lose because they have an Uber. So if you can't hold disads, absolutely fine. But us doing that, we had a very high success rate. I'll do a quick pushing out thing. I think generally we had our demo holding 1 and 2, and then everyone else went lobby. Is that Kraggles? I'm sure Lava probably told you about that.
Yes, that's
you
what I
didn't do
will
it
be
'cause you're
doing.
main calling, right?
Yes, but I'm not main calling, so
Yeah.
I will be holding 1 and 2. You guys just need to give me the call to leave shutter when it's clear.
Yeah.
That
cool.
call's really important.
Yeah, so your demo's just going to have sticks there and there, so easy kills. I think 1 and 2 are very likely back caps, and this way...
Yeah, I have a quick question for like
Yeah, yeah.
lasts. When you guys pushed into like their last, did you ever like take the Uber across the point? Like from say 5, did you go to like 2 or 1, and like, vice versa when you went in?
I think we're very led on information when we Ubered. We would always, like if we're 80%, I know people say, oh, start pushing on 80, blah, blah, blah. You need to have someone getting information at 80%, in my opinion.
Ah, okay.
Because where the sentry is, most of our Ubers were 3 and 4, to be honest. Because we just want to get straight into them and either get kills or cap the point.
Fair enough. Because I've had people like say like, yo, let's go across the point or something, and like end it here. So I was curious if it's like a normal thing or if it's like a one-off.
Yeah, I think personally, I would go 3 and 4 for the most part if you're Ubering in. A, because the sentry is either going to be on the right or the left. And B, because if you can get your demo like here after the Uber, he can stick you off a spawn, he can stick you off the top there, and then...
Yeah, he also got the like wall so he can kind of crouch and like hide himself for heals.
Yeah, exactly. And you're forcing all of their players to stop you capping the point running from this direction. Which means all of your team can just focus on that spam point. Like, if your demo sticks this and you get a soldier up top, then once your scout starts capping and they start flooding from here, he can just shoot them here or even go for a bomb and just do absolute like carnage. But I think
I like that.
an important thing we used to do for our soldiers pushing last, we'd have one soldier go left, because if we're going right, they're all going to rotate left, and honestly, just a soldier here, like spamming these angles, is just really good. You get a lot of free damage, and the more distraction you take from here, it just adds to the chaos of their hold. It's like, oh, well, we're playing safe, but then they get shot by a soldier there.
That should be our roamer, yes?
Yeah, so this will be Roma. Our pocket used to go 5, and the most important thing in our last pushes, our pocket, he'd either go 5 or he'd just delay for a few seconds after the Uber. He would walk in and shoot the stickies off point.
Something I do myself as pocket, I like to usually take 5 and just like do a quick little jump to heaven and then shoot stickies. That way I'm also above the spawn and I also have stickies off point.
I am a big fan of that. I think that's a very good idea. I would only do that if our demo is taking this right-hand side. Only because if he decides to go left for the sentry, they should be holding up here. So you might just meet them, you might do damage, but you might just get traded out. But so if your team are Ubering through this door, 100% I would be tempted to go up here. But I cannot stress enough how well it worked for us. Having, even if you walked in afterwards, shot your one rocket and then went up here. Clearing these sticks, and we had our flank scout, I think, like go through the opposite door and almost immediately just get on the point. And your demo would lock stuff out. Your pocket scout can either kill people, or if they're rotating top or they're in spawn, like a lot of teams used to do, you can unflash your scout. You've cleared sticks with your soldier, both scouts are on point, and you just cap before they can even leave spawn or rotate through.
Mm-hmm.
It worked a tremendous amount of times.
Yeah.
So
I have another question.
Yeah.
So, let's say they have a sentry. How do we take that down efficiently?
Is this with Uber or just without Uber?
With Uber.
So with Uber, you
Leave
just
it to
throw
me.
your demo.
Yeah, leave it to me.
Your demo should just walk in, face tank the entire thing. He shouldn't jump like I know Kraggles likes to do and skybox himself.
I don't do that anymore. I'm a reformed
okay.
man.
He's learned. But yeah, your demo should get Ubered through first. Just walk in and just kill the sentry himself. That shouldn't ever be an issue. If it is, blame Kraggles, because your demo stinks. But yeah, that should die immediately. And during that time that the sentry's going down, that's probably when I would shoot